Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something that is, well, completely reshaping the classroom, artificial intelligence. Our mission today is to dig into the sources you sent us and really unpack how AI is changing learning and, how it's changing teaching itself.
Yeah, and I think we have to start with the core problem that AI is even trying to solve. It's not just the small issue. The traditional one-size-fits-all model really struggles, but the pressure on teachers, it's immense.
The workload.
The data is pretty striking. Studies show that teachers can spend up to 40% of their time on things that are not teaching. Just think about that. Almost half their day on admin.
40%. That is just staggering. And I think that's the anchor we really need to focus on, because that's where AI stops being just a cool tool and becomes a real catalyst. It's about freeing them up.
Exactly.
And we're not just talking about grading multiple choice tests anymore. I mean, AI can now generate routine reports. It can optimize incredibly complex school timetables, even draft emails to parents.
And the really revolutionary part, the so what of all this, is what happens when you give those hours back. It's not just about a shorter workday. It fundamentally changes the job.
Yeah.
Teachers can shift from being, data managers and get back to being mentors.
Right. Back to the human element.
The human element. They get to do the creative lesson planning, give that one-on-one support to a kid who's struggling, things an algorithm could never do.
Okay, so that's a huge win for teachers. Let's pivot to the student experience, because this is where it gets really responsive. Personalized learning. It's been the holy grail for decades, right?
Yeah.
And now AI is actually making it possible at scale.
It is. These algorithms are analyzing just massive amounts of student data, not just test scores, but pace, preferences, how they approach problems, all to build a learning path just for them in real time.
So what does that actually look like for a student?
Well, think about a student who gets stuck on a math problem. The AI doesn't just mark it wrong. The platform is watching these tiny interactions, like their clicks or how long they pause on a question, the number of attempts. And based on that, it can instantly serve up, say, a short video explaining that one concept they're missing. It's incredibly targeted support.
And that kind of targeted support, that must have a huge societal impact. I mean, you can see how this could start to close some of those long-standing achievement gaps.
Absolutely, especially for low-income students or students of color who might not have access to, expensive private tutoring.
And that's not even touching on assistive technologies.
Well,
Things like real-time captioning or text-to-speech are making learning so much more accessible for students with disabilities.
for sure. So when we talk about the future, preparing students for an AI-driven world isn't really optional anymore. The education system has to integrate these concepts, and early.
It's about building transferable skills, right? Like critical thinking, creativity.
And what the sources are calling AI fluency.
AI fluency. I like that. So what does that actually mean?
It's basically understanding how to interact with these systems. It means knowing how to prompt an AI effectively, but also understanding its limitations, recognizing when its output might be biased or, just incomplete.
So it's about being a critical user, not just a passive consumer.
Exactly. And that brings up the big ethical question that leaders have to tackle. We have to get the deployment right. That means being rigorous about data privacy and constantly auditing for algorithmic bias.
And make sure the AI isn't just accidentally reinforcing old inequalities.
Precisely. You have to make sure the AI reflects a student's potential, not past prejudice baked into the data.
So to wrap this up, the big takeaway here for you is that AI isn't just another tech upgrade. It's a really fundamental reshaping of the classroom. It's making it more responsive, more effective for every single student.
And it leaves us with, I think, a final, pretty provocative thought. If AI can, in theory, perfectly tailor a curriculum to every single student, then we have to keep asking a tough question. Is the data driving those algorithms truly reflecting the diversity of human experience? Or could we be at risk of cementing existing biases right into the learning paths of the next generation? That's a challenge that, it goes way beyond just the technology itself.